Yeah, Social Security doom. Again, this is a topic. It's unfortunate, but I think many people just probably tune me out because they don't want to hear it. They want to ignore the volcano. Again, I wrote a column entitled Ignoring the Volcano. This is back in 2008, basically alluding to societies, whether it be in Santorini, Greece, whether it be at Pompeii in Italy, that people just decided to ignore the volcano that's starting to erupt, and they all died. Anyway, there's plenty of warnings. These are not, again, black swans; these are white swans. I've been warning you, been warning our clients, have been warning our listeners prior to me even having a radio show. I'm dating myself. Back in the 1990s, I told people, my generation, Generation X, I said, listen, I said, don't plan on getting Social Security. Okay. If you get it, congratulations. Sure enough, 10 years from now, again, when my generation can start getting Social Security, it's going to be cut. It's going to be cut by 25%. I know you don't want to hear it, don't want to pay attention to it. Continue to listen to leaders that pretend that there's no problem. And when I talk about leaders, I'm talking about the two leading candidates for the presidency right now, Donald Trump and Joe Biden. They don't want to do a damn thing. They want to touch it. Because again, they won't even be around. Let's be honest. They're more than likely they won't be around when it happens. What do they care? Anyway, neither here nor there. A great piece that was put out there in regards to Social Security by Adam Andrzejewski from Open the Books. Try to get this into perspective. 175 trillion 300 billion dollars. That is that's the number. That is the unfunded, money's not there, liabilities for Social Security and Medicare. This is the latest. Okay. You won't hear them talking about this State of the Union. The new financial report in the United States, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen signed off on this. To put this into perspective, Adam points out in his piece, the gross domestic product of every country on the planet was $104 trillion last year. $175 trillion is as much money as our government has spent on everything since the Constitution was written in 1787, even adjusted for inflation. When was the last time anything was done to keep Social Security going? Well, you have to go back 40 something years ago, where Ronald Reagan and Tip O'Neill made some changes. Tom Coburn, again, I was a huge fan of his. I wished he was president. The late Tom Coburn, I called him Dr. No, warned 2013, Congress was drunk on spending, talked about unfunded liabilities. At the time he was talking about it, was $128 trillion. Again, I know, trillion, billion, people don't even understand the number and how great it is. Again, it's up 39% since 2013. So the Treasury estimates, this is the number. Treasury estimates that the U.S. will spend $215.7 trillion in the next 75 years to pay out Social Security and Medicare. Now, this comes from your payroll taxes. They're expected to generate $137.4 trillion. That's almost an $80 trillion funding gap. $80 trillion gap. Where is that money going to come from? Well, right now it can come from borrowing more money, but we're $34 trillion in debt. It can come from higher taxes, reduced benefits, which is going to happen, a combination of all of the above. None of these things, nobody really wants to talk about, right? Nobody wants to talk about these things. I'm going to go through some of the unfunded liabilities and how they break out by program. Medicare Part A, that covers hospital visits, $15 trillion. Medicare Part B, $99 trillion. unfunded. Medicare Part D, $22 trillion. Social Security needs another $68 trillion. Again, we don't have the leadership today. We have millions of people coming across our border, and no one's doing a damn thing about it. You think they're going to be able to tackle this? The last time they tried, it was the Democrats using pushing Paul Ryan off, having Paul Ryan push an elderly person off the cliff in a wheelchair. And the irony of it is basically that's the same tack that Donald Trump is taking right now in regards to that. When he was the primary season, he was accusing, in essence, his challengers of doing the same thing. I talk about ignoring the volcano. Again, I'm going to spend some time this weekend on the radio show talking about this and talking about being prepared. Probably one of the greatest mottos of all time. It's a Boy Scout motto: be prepared. I've known this since the 1990s. I've warned you about it since the 1990s. I'm prepared. So again, if they cut and I don't get any Social Security whatsoever, I'll be fine. I'm going to deal with that. Will you? Are you going to be ready for that? It's a reality. Oh, no, that could never happen. Okay. Again, look at history. Throughout history, the amount, how many times people have deluded themselves into thinking, oh, no, that couldn't happen. That's why I talk about ignoring the volcano. You want to ignore it? Okay. But as it stands right now, we don't have the intelligence in Washington, D.C., nor do we have the leadership that is willing to tackle this problem. So I'm here to tell you, don't plan on getting it. Don't plan on getting it. And the last time they tried to reform it, again, and I got to credit George W. Bush for trying to do it in 2004 when he got reelected. Unfortunately, he was too busy spending all of his political capital in Iraq. Boy, that was worthwhile, right? Oof, that was a worthwhile adventure. That was worth our trillions of dollars there as well, right? You ever think about this for a second? All the money we've spent just over the past couple decades and then some on all of our military adventures around the globe. Imagine if we had just taken that money and stuck it into an S&P 500 index fund, or you could do a diversified portfolio. Imagine where we'd be. It's funny. We, our economy and our companies are, the greatest the world has ever seen, ever known. Isn't it funny that countries from all over the globe have sovereign wealth funds where they invest in American companies? Yeah, we don't even do it here as a nation. We don't do it for our citizens here. 5 of the people, talk about all the great, retirement programs from this country and that country and Scandinavia, that they invest their money in American companies. You know that, right? Now we're just too dumb to figure it out. Oh no, we get morons out there. Oh, it's the Wall Street fat cats can steal the money. What if the stock market goes down? You're a moron. Okay. Well, what is your solution? Let's take the Social Security surpluses that we had. What they do? Put it in a can and bury it in the backyard? You're a bad steward. These people you continue to vote for are bad stewards of your money. Anyway, WatchDog on WallStreet.com.